I am here today with Anna Mota, who has been my client just for a few months. It feels like years. But when I look back at the records, I'm like, oh my goodness, just since July, she's been my client, but she's been very devoted to this work. And I am so delighted to see somebody that is so passionate about healing and about her spiritual journey. So I thought this would be such a wonderful testimony to give in terms of how it's been for her and the difference this work has made in her life. Um, Also, I wanted to, I guess, ask you first that you have had phone sessions as well as in-person sessions. So would you please tell the viewers as far as the effectiveness of one versus the other, or have you found both of them to be just as effective?
So I definitely love to see you in person, but I think they're both just as effective. I've learned a lot throughout the phone sessions too, and it's nice to be able to be comfortable in your own room and like still get all the learning experience that you need. So it's been great. Loved it.
Nice. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'm glad to hear that. So honestly, I mean, both phone and in-person sessions can be just as effective. I found that too for all of my clients. Um, so would you please tell some of the viewers, as far as the difference this spiritual work and this healing journey has made in your life, and what kind of effects you've seen?
So I definitely got my drinking under control.
Ooh, big. That's huge. That is huge.
It was
Good for
definitely
you.
hard. I'm so grateful I found you because before I was drinking uncontrollably, and I feel like now I don't even need it. I don't even want it. I don't really care for it like I used to. So
Nice.
it's been really helpful for my drinking. It's also helped me overcome like my divorce trauma, my childhood trauma from my dad, which I forgive now, and I'm just grateful for all this healing that went on throughout these sessions.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. You mentioned childhood trauma and forgiving your dad. Anna also did some work for her father in surrogation for him. So, one of the ways that we go about that is through muscle testing and communicating with her higher self and her dad's higher self and getting permission to do the spiritual work for him. So, in effect, she was able to feel his true essence and kind of what lies within and what needed to get healed. So, she did some profound, deep healing work for him that was mutually beneficial for her and him. So now there's like a lot of peace and love. You talked about his whole energy seems to be more softer and more loving.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I remember like right after she did this work, the first progress report that she gave me was that he's been a workaholic, right?
Yeah. 7 days a week. 7 days a week.
7 days a week workaholic. Right after this work, for the first time, you told me that you saw him take a day off.
Yeah. Since I can remember, that was the first time I saw him take a day off. Finally.
And went to the park and played with your brother.
Yeah, he had a self-care day, which was crazy to see.
Yes. And then which is wonderful. And you also told me you noticed a difference with his drinking.
Yeah, he also I feel like he's more aware about his drink, and like he doesn't want to do it as much as he used to. He's definitely more aware, and he thinks before he actually does it, and whereas before he wouldn't care, he would just drink on the weekends as much as he could while at work. But it's okay because he thought he was fine. So
Yeah.
but no, yeah, he's doing a lot better now as well, and I feel like he had to heal in order for the whole family to kind of heal. It's been beneficial to all of us around him, and all the people around me have noticed a change. So they're all intrigued to see why I am changing and how, and I can see that they noticed the difference.
Nice. You said your mom made a comment to you today
Mm-hmm.
about your changes.
Yeah, she says that she thinks that if it wasn't for these sessions, I would be in a completely different path, and that ever since I started working on myself, through Erica's help, I've been doing a lot better. I completely transformed into a different person.
Wow. Wow. That is so rewarding. And you know, Anna is very dedicated and devoted to doing her work. She understands that it's an ongoing process. And I wish that, that more people would really grasp that and know that it takes, disability. I mean, it takes dedication. Sorry,
Yes.
it takes dedication and devotion.
Mhm.
And, she has really devoted herself to this work. I mean, Anna buys packages, that's complete devotion. And in order for us to grow, it's not a one time fix. It's not about that instant gratification that our society is so fond of, but it's more about taking personal responsibility and doing your inner work on a daily basis, your healing, your spiritual work on a daily basis. And mindful living. One of the things that really has impressed me about you is that you're very mindful now. You think before you do things. You think
Yes.
about the consequences. You think about whether something makes you feel good or not, and shy away from those things that are unhealthy choices, right? So I think that's wonderful. And the other thing that I think there's so much to be proud of is that you just got your nursing license, correct?
Yeah, I just passed my nursing exam,
Exam.
and I'm so grateful for that.
Yes. Yes.
I definitely was very devoted to that as well, and I'm just so grateful to finally being aligned enough to receive. So I'm so
Nice.
grateful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. And as she's continuing her education, after getting passing your nursing exam, you are still continuing to work and do your spiritual and healing work on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Now that is impressive. I really commend you for all that you're putting into this, because it's not something that someone can ever take away from you. What you're doing, the deep soul evolving work that you're doing, is something that you can always benefit from forever. And so it's not like, something that comes and goes, cars, homes, friends, this, that. It's something that you're investing on yourself forever. So I really think that, that is the key to your success, and the fact that you are continuing to see more peace and love and joy in your life, and no longer struggling with your alcohol and some of your unhealthy habits, and the fact that you've healed yourself from divorce, which can be very traumatizing, and are able to move forward more peacefully, where her family members can notice a difference. So that's big. And one thing to note is that when we do this work, it's not just for us. Other people really benefit from this work as well, because we're all connected, especially our immediate family. So it starts with us, our immediate family, and it expands to generations, to our ancestors, to worldwide. We're all connected. So thank you for all the work that you are doing. You are such a delight to work with, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to help you in your journey. And I wish you all the success in the world, Anna. You deserve it.
Thank you so much, Erica. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. I wouldn't be so happy and advanced in my journey if it wasn't for all of your help. So I want you to know how much I appreciate you in my life. You basically helped me save myself. So I am grateful for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for being here. I am very proud of you, and I am looking forward to continuing to work with you in your journey, to watch you continue to expand and blossom and live your dreams. So,
thank you, Erica.
My pleasure.